Hey there, Coach Ben. Chris Thomasson, joined by Islanders men's basketball coach Jim Shaw. First off, Coach, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you having me, Chris.
All right, Coach. I know it hasn't exactly been the best week. Kind of recap everybody. The Islanders dropped four of the last five, including two in the last 4 days to Stephen F. Austin and Lamar. So first off, I think we're just going to kind of rip the Band-Aid off. What were some of the things you felt like went wrong at Nacogdoches and Beaumont?
Yeah. First of all, credit to SFA and Lamar, well-coached teams that played really hard and played together. Going to Nacogdoches and SFA on Saturday, we turned the ball over. It's kind of like a number of pick six turnovers where it was just a live ball turnover and a layup or dunk on the other end. So that's one thing. We got to take care of the ball. And then we forced a few shots. When you get down, all these young men are really talented players. But sometimes when you get down, you get that mentality of I got to go get it back right away, and forced a few shots. So then offensively, we weren't in rhythm. Could say the same thing about at Lamar. Fewer turnovers, played more together. We're in the game. It was a 1-point game with probably 8 or 9 minutes to go. Just give credit to Lamar. They made some big shots, big offensive rebounds that led to an open floor and a three. And we struggled. We struggled to get scores when we needed to. We were not top, but top probably 20 or 30 in the NCAA and in field goal percentage. We're shooting over 50% in a number of our contests, and in the last two games we shot in the mid-30s. So got to get back on track offensively.
Yeah, that was kind of one of my next questions. You kind of mentioned it. We saw Gary do his kind of usual thing Saturday, go for 18, but then nobody else in double-digit scoring. Then it's Owen yesterday has a big game, 20, but then, again, nobody else in double-digit scoring. So how do you kind of, like you said, I guess if you just found that consistency, it wouldn't be a problem, right?
Yeah, consistent. We've had games where we've had 5 and even 6 players in double figures, and it goes with sharing the ball, playing the game the right way. I think that's what our offense is predicated on, in our just program in general. Open man, the ball finds the open man if you play the right way. But even yesterday, last night in Beaumont at Lamar, there were some open shots that the guys did play together, and we're just couldn't find the bottom of the net. And as long as we do that, we'll get back to where we were shooting 50% or above. But yeah, you want to consistently have at least 3-4 guys in double figures, and that comes with passing the ball, making the right reads, and playing together.
Yeah, how tough as a coach are times like this? I always heard someone say, "Yeah, coaching's easy when you're winning, but it's hard when you're trying to get the guys back up." So from you said meeting with players and stuff. How hard is that to kind of lift them back up?
Yeah, it takes time. It takes time, and we can't control what has happened in the past. We can only learn from it, and look forward to this weekend. But yeah, it's you got to stay positive as a leader, and we've seen, when we're clicking on all cylinders, it's a really good team, a really good offensive team, and I've stated that many times before. This team is a better offensive team than the team we had last year. We just needed to get better at defense, and our offense has disappeared a little bit, but just believing in the players, and giving them confidence and saying, hey, that's an open shot, take it.
How important are these next couple of home games against UIW and Houston Christian?
Yeah, very important. Obviously we're playing for seeding in the Southland Conference tournament, playing to get back on track and having some momentum going into March Madness in Lake Charles for the Southland Conference tournament. Yeah, it's huge, but can't put too much pressure on. It's just, you got to win the day, be great in practice tomorrow, and prepare for 2 really good teams in UIW and Houston Christian.
All right, so let's end it on a little fun. Friday is Valentine's Day, so hypothetical, Jim Shaw is taking a date out. What's the go-to Valentine's Day food?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm
Again,
gonna go with
hypothetical.
yeah. I'm gonna go with Mexican food. You know, I'm gonna go with the Mexican food. So you can't beat it, even on Valentine's Day, as long as the significant other agrees.
Okay, Mexican food. All right, so it's sushi for my wife and I. So origami is our probably best sushi that we enjoy, but romantic atmosphere Dokyo I think is our place to go downtown.
I like it.
Yeah. So, all right, Coach. Well, appreciate it. Hoping you guys can get back on track and get back up in these standings. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you, Chris. Thanks for having me.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time on Hang Time.